is the time, this is the moment. We rise up, we're here, we own it. For the women in business breaking through the strife, here's the anthem of purpose for this amazing life. She's got the vision, she's got the flame, breaking glass ceilings, changing the game. From boardrooms to dreams that rise, she leads with grace and fire in her stride, building legacies strong and bold. With each step, she takes control. She's rewriting stories, paving the way, showing all the world women have their say. Women business connect, let's grow and shine. Voices of power, purpose, and time. Tune in, rise up, this is your time. With Dr. Rhonda, it's your time to shine.
All right, Miss Jivel, it's your time to shine. Your
Yes,
time to shine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad and honored to be here with you, Dr. Rhonda, and
I
everyone
am.
else watching. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to have you here. I like to start out by saying, tell them your name, which is on the screen, but you might need to pronounce it for some of them too. Uh, tell them your name, where you from, and just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Jivel Tousand. I'm from originally Lake Charles, Louisiana, but I've been residing in Texas for some time now. But I still claim Louisiana because that's where I'm from. But also, some of the different interesting things about me is that I have founded a ministry, I have a book publishing company, and so I just love seeing people grow. That's one main thing about me is I love seeing people develop and go from one stage to the next and the next. That's something that I really value. Is very important to me to see that in those that I encounter or those that I interact with.
Awesome. Now tell me where you speak.
Oh, say that again.
Where did you say you're from?
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Lake Charles, Louisiana. Okay. How's it there in Lake Charles?
It's well, it's considered more family oriented than some other places. I love being there. I love being from Lake Charles. I love my things that I like to eat and do and visit and stuff like that. It's very
Uh-huh.
calm. It's very calm. There's issues everywhere.
Oh
And
yeah.
Lake Charles has some things, but it's very calm and very family oriented. Very much so mama and them, everybody
Mama
type.
and them. So y'all got some good restaurants there, right?
Yeah.
Mama and them do that thing. So how far are you from the essence when it comes?
How far? Oh, the accent. It comes out
No,
whenever I.
no, not the accent, the Essence Awards. Like the big
Oh, I'm not sure.
you're not sure? Okay, okay. All right. How far are you from Southern University?
I think about 3 hours.
Oh, then you far from the essence. That's about what it's there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, welcome again. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. So tell us about your business that you want to discuss with us.
Okay, my main focus on business is for developing leaders more so. I
Mm.
am now is slightly different than where I was before. So where I am right now is that leaders that want to pivot into the next thing, they want new direction, they want to grow in different areas. I am a person that wants to help in all of that, and I'm willing to help and I'm willing to provide information, tools, and things like that for those that are mentees of mine. But also my main things that I'm doing are led by God. So I have courses, I have opportunities for growth, spiritual growth, and also leadership training as well. So the main thing that I'm doing is teaching, teaching, teaching. And I had no clue that, I mean, the years before, I had no clue that I was so interested in teaching. Now I
Uh-huh.
can't get enough of it. It's something that I want to consistently do, and something that I have a lot of joy in is teaching and training others. And some people have called me a minister to ministers. So for those who are in leadership and they're battling certain challenges, are running into a stumbling block, or just don't have that support, or
Right.
that safe place, I'm that individual that they can seek out information from and they can connect with. And so one thing that I'm doing is not only teaching individuals, but also through my literature. As I mentioned, I have a book publishing company. And so I write books, I publish books, and these books as well are meant
Mhm.
for the holistic growth, your spiritual growth, where you are mentally, your emotions, all of those different areas, and even financial growth. And so that is the main things that I'm actively doing. But I would say that where I am right now, I definitely love contacting or having contact with those who are ready to excel, those who want more, those who are reaching for something and they just need the guidance. They just need information and tools, encouragement and opportunities to get there. And so that is my main focus right now, is working with those individuals in business. I want to see the businesses grow. I want to see what other people are doing take off. And so I get a lot of joy out of that. I'm really excited about doing that.
That is awesome. So how long you been doing the books? How long you had your publishing company?
It's been some time. It's been about 10 years since I
10
started.
years?
It's been about 10 years since I've started reluctantly, almost 10 years. I believe the first book was published, it will be 9 years from the first book publishing. But I started reluctantly. And I think that some people who are entrepreneurs, they're not exactly have that go-getter mindset from the beginning, but I'm here as proof that even if you started slow, you can keep going very well and you can finish in excellence, because I was very reluctant to actually start the book publishing company. I was reluctant to go further than what I was comfortable with. That was some of the
Uh-huh.
challenges that I had. And hey, if anyone is here that you're listening, that you feel like I don't have that type of go-getter mindset. I'm not the opportunist person. You can grow into that. Once you
Right.
start, you can grow into that. And
Right.
that's how I've been.
And that's just like growing into almost anything. It's just that you can't give up. You got to push forward. Now, but publishing company is not something I want to do. So you got to know what you want. You got to know what you want to do so you can push through. So that is awesome. What kind of challenges did you have?
Well, coming from the background that I came from, there just wasn't a lot of examples that I had near me
That's
that
hard. That's
that
why when you said 10 years, I was like, 10 years. I know that this publishing hit a lot of people during COVID time. Oh, I can publish my own book, so let me be a publisher with everybody else. But when you said 10 years, I was like, you was doing this before COVID.
yes, yes, but it was a challenge because I just didn't have that history of being able to see family members, those around me, people that were around me actually move forward into business. I mean, I knew of people, I could say hi and bye to some people, but those
Mhm.
were connected to me, I didn't see that they set off into doing anything. And also, I just didn't have a certain level of encouragement. That's one thing that I think most entrepreneurs run into, is that
Uh-huh.
start that vision, you start plowing, you start doing the work, you start digging up things, researching things, you're getting excited. And
Yeah.
then you go to tell someone that you fully love and you know, and that love, and they just are not supportive. They can't see the vision, they can't attach to it, they
Right.
don't know why you're changing. It's uncomfortable for them a lot of the times. And so you could be discouraged. And
Yeah.
you
You
know,
can, huh?
it could cause you to want to quit and feel defeated before you even got started planting your feet anywhere. Before your feet got started, you already felt defeated at the very jump. And I think
Right.
so many entrepreneurs have ran into that, and I ran into that. It's just something that makes you stronger. It's
Uh-huh.
something that makes you have to learn things in a different way. It pushes you to have to go outside of the norm and have to get past your own emotions as well. Because when you're doing different things in business, your emotions can cause you to fail or throw everything out. Just throw
Ooh, you better tell them. Say,
the
wait, say
bad
that
one.
again. Tell them that again. Tell them that one more time. I don't think they heard you.
Your emotions can cause you to throw everything out, the baby in the bathwater, all of it out. And that's not what you're supposed to do. You're actually supposed to stay there and do the things, the tedious things, the things that are so unseen. Nobody knows, nobody cares. You're supposed
Right.
to do that.
And when I tell you, when you say third, because sometimes people can make you go left, right, cricket, all of that. But God, you better get there. Make sure you have that relationship with Him, so you can stay on that right road. But
I actually ran into that as well.
mm,
When I loved spending time with God. God is really who prompted the businesses in the first place. But when I started dealing with individuals, that's when I felt like, wait, am I understanding right? Is this what I wanted to find a way to swim back to shore? And
right,
once you're too far deep, you're just going to have to swim. But I wanted to swim back to shore and go backwards because dealing with individuals was not uh, something I was as familiar with. The things that I was encountering, the challenges I was encountering,
yes,
the tudes, the attitudes, the different ideas that I was challenged with, I was not really feeling the need to continue. But thank God, I continued and I'm still continuing, and I've learned so much from it. I
and that's the test.
exactly you
It's a test.
to go through it. If you don't go through it, then you're not going to develop anything. Everything is developed under pressure and being uncomfortable. If you're not uncomfortable, it's whatever you're developing is not worth anything. In the end,
Right.
it's not going to be worth anything.
That is so. Well, you just said a mouthful then, and you just told me your challenges, and I understand because it's like every. Okay, we'll keep that one for another time, but it's every day better. So, with you doing your books and all the stuff that you're doing, what are some of the successes that you had, the milestones? What are some of those?
Well, I the way how I think about it is every step forward is a success. And the reason I say that is because when you're having to do so many different things, especially if you don't have the amount of employees helping you in some areas, uh, it can feel like you're not getting anywhere and you're constantly doing things. You're constantly busy. Your hands are tied with all sorts of things, but you may not see the fruit at the level that you want to see it. And
Right.
so I've tried to see every step forward as a success and celebrate the little tiny things
Mm-hmm.
instead of waiting for the big things. I think that's what I was doing before, is that I was waiting for the huge,
Huge
huge,
thing. Look, I'm ready for it to happen. I'm just ready for it to happen. Where is it? I understand.
and it's natural to compare yourself with someone that has already reached a place that you
Hmm.
want to reach. And when you do that, you could be looking at what they have right now and feel like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm going to say that my successes are just in the little things, every sale, every opportunity to pour into a different leader, every accomplishment that those leaders have, those
Right.
individuals that I'm mentoring, that's still another success. Every book, all of it is another success because it's a one thing people don't tell you about entrepreneurship sometimes when you're excited is that everything you do doesn't automatically make money. You have a lot of
That's right. That's right. And everything, a lot of things that you start to do, you gonna be paying it out your money.
exactly, exactly. And you're going to spend more time than you could imagine on some projects, some new things,
Oh,
especially things that are brand new, that are just now starting from scratch. And if you look at it from the aspect of I've made this amount of money, therefore I've reached that particular goal, then
right.
next week or next month you may feel like you don't have significance because you're not there. And
Right.
so I like to understand that I have significance as a child of God. My identity is in God, and these different things that I'm doing, all of the things that I'm doing, they're all great. They're good things that I'm doing. I'm going towards certain goals. I still have goals, but
Right.
they do not define me if something is a challenge that I have to deal with and it just doesn't have the exact outcome that I was hoping for. It doesn't define me. So I've
Right.
had to train myself to calm down with how I think about it, because it can be detrimental. You can feel discouraged even when you're doing very well. And I think that a lot of entrepreneurs are have these huge visions and you're working toward that vision, but every single thing that you do toward that, it
Hmm.
counts. It's
It
leading.
counts. It counts.
Exactly.
It counts. So with what you do,
Get my computer charger.
huh?
I'm sorry.
Uh, with
I'm
with
sorry.
now what you do you how do you empower other women?
Okay, so there's a few different ways, but I personally dealt with a lot of abuse in relationships. And so for me, I have encouraged women that have come from a place of abuse, a place that is has been so centered in rejection and discouragement, despair, and depression. And so, one way that I poured into those women is by encouraging them, speaking into their life about the different things that they can do, also addressing their mind, because governing the mind is what is important for us to get through certain things. If we allow we have our human nature, if we allow just our human nature, our body, our flesh, just to control our actions, what we think, how we respond, then we're going to keep meeting a wall at some point in time, because that's always going to fail. But if you can allow your spirit man to be developed and grow and govern those all those things, then you're much better off. And so that's one thing that I teach women. Also, I have something that I'm starting up again that I used to do for some time, for years, which is called the Esther Plan.
Okay.
This is an opportunity for women to join a private group where we're working out together, we're spending time praying together, we're also going through different advice and information challenges that they're facing, to have that support system consistently throughout every area in the health, the emotions, the body, all of that is being worked out at the same time. And so
That like for married women or some divorced women or for women period?
It's just for any women, but it's for women that just want that support system, and they also want to understand more about who they are, to understand more about their beauty, how they should see themselves, getting over different insecurities and things like that, and also getting some really good advice, because there's women of different ages. So getting advice from a woman that knows, she's been there, she's married, for like a single woman or someone else, that helps them better understand how to make decisions in the right direction. And so I know I'm talking a lot about decision making, but decision making is the hugest part of entrepreneurship. You're going to constantly be making decisions. Your decisions need to be sound.
Right.
They need to be ethically correct. You know, there's a lot of decisions that entrepreneurs have to make, and so to really understand more about what you should be doing, you also need to understand more about who you are. And to
Mm,
do
yeah,
that,
that's it, girl. And I was writing down because, like, say if somebody needs that support group, I can. It's okay. Well, let me send you to Miss Tousand. You know. Okay. So let's. You said how you empower others. Um, what do you have coming up besides the Esther plan?
well, we do have in the ministry that I founded, which is Jivel Tousand Ministries, we do have some missions coming up for those who want to. I go out of the country very often. I go on different missions to minister to the lost. And usually I go to some of the more not as fancy or luxurious places, because my goal is usually the underdog, those who nobody knows about.
So
And
give me a place where you say you go.
well, I guess the one of the recent places I went to was Pakistan. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, but right now they're getting ready to have some kind of war with India. But it's a place that it's a Muslim country. There's a lot of terrorism even within the country, and there's a lot of abuse toward Christians that
Mm.
is still happening today. And so that's one of the places that I've been to, that I encountered a lot of different things, a lot of different things. So one thing that we have coming up is to invite others on some of the missions to some very nice places, but to also participate in the mission, going to orphanages. I usually go to orphanages everywhere I go. So going to orphanages, seeing the children, just being encouraging to the children, praying with them. So that's one of the things that we have coming up in the ministry, is the opportunity to go on a mission out of the country, get familiar, be at a safe place, and all of those different things to minister to others. That's one thing that we have coming up for the ministry in particular, is we have a mission coming up. As for the business side of it, the Esther plan is the main thing that I'm restarting again, that people have been asking me to start up again. And that's what we have right now. That's some of the things we have right now in place.
Awesome. I'm really interested in seeing how the mission trip, like all the women that's in Women Business Connect or any other organization, I mean group that I'm on Facebook, we should be figuring out how to, put it out there where people can assist because, I'm not going to Pakistan. I can't tell you that, but you never know what other places I may go. But we need to figure out. So if you have something, put it in the group and see if people would like to support or people would like to go. You just never know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Um.
I'll do that. We're in the works of making sure that we have the right environment
Hmm.
and the right opportunities uh,
Right.
for those who come, since it'll be open to others, and people are not going to do some of the things that I do. But
Right.
as soon as we have that, I would definitely love to share that. I will.
And you can also put out something, adopt a kid for $100. something.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
You
That
just never, we might not want to go over there, but maybe we want to adopt a kid, and something. I'm good at bringing up some things and out the box stuff. So that ain't out the box, but I think that we can help in some kind of way. I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not saying when, but you just never know. You don't ask, you don't. What, a closed mouth don't get what? Now you know what that means, right? Closed mouth don't get fed. You have frozen. Hello, Townsend. Well, you all, she froze. So I'm going to pause us for a moment.
yes, ma'am.
So we a little back, y'all. We back. We back. You can't never tell when something may happen with what's going on in Zoom or at home. So, but we're glad. I'm glad she was able to get back in. Thank you so much for coming back in, Ms. Tousand. So let's talk about what you have coming up next. Well, we did talk about that, right? We talked about what you have coming up next. We
Yes, ma'am.
did.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you was talking about the mission trip, and I told you to, get people to, adopt a child,
That's
$100.
a
You
child.
know, yeah, they can adopt a child, and they can get, maybe become pen pals with the child or something like that. You just
That
never
would
know.
be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah.
idea.
So, what about giving the people your contact information, how they can reach out to you if they want to collaborate with you on anything? Where do they contact you at?
I'm on mostly all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and definitely through the website. If they go to jiveltousand.com, you can reach me there. There's a chat there for questions, and there's a bunch of information. And also, if anyone needs me for ministry things, they can go to jiveltousandministries.com. If you just want to learn more information about what I believe, what we believe, what we're doing, and also to see the missions that we've been on and what we've done in the different communities around the world. So there's two websites to go to and a lot of social media pages. So definitely please just look up anything Jivel Tousand, you'll be able to get in touch with me.
All right. So if you had to say one woman that has empowered you or gave you strength or you just admire, who would that be?
I would say Marilyn Hickey.
Okay. Who is
Uh,
Mary Hickey? Because
hey,
you can help me learn who.
she's an evangelist, and
Okay.
the reason I say that is because I love her testimony about how she got started going into other countries and just her fight for justice and to spread the word around the world. I just think she's accomplished a whole lot. And I haven't found that many women that have gone to Pakistan, and she has multiple times. And so, not that I only go to Pakistan, but I just love how God has used her to make an impact in various countries. And so I think that's really, really inspiring. So she's one person who is still living, who I
Uh-huh.
think is a great inspiration for those who are willing to jump out there. And even if you don't, even if you're scared to jump, you just jump anyway, which has kind of been my method, doing things even
Mm,
completely excited. I just do it anyway. So that she's an inspiration for those reasons.
awesome. That is so awesome. So if you could give the Women Business Connect one word to empower them, what would it be?
I would say know your strength.
That's more than one word, Jabit.
Oh, you said
So,
one word. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
so you
meant
just say strength.
okay.
Strength.
Okay, my one word would be embrace. Embrace.
Embrace. And why?
Because you have to embrace everything about you that is leading towards the goal. You have to learn to put yourself in a place in your mind, how you think about yourself, that you have a purpose. The visions that you have, they're not crazy. You know, sometimes when you tell people some big things that you believe is on your heart to do, they're like, you're crazy. You're not
Yeah, that's
crazy.
why you have to be mindful because everybody is not for you to tell everything you're doing because they'll change your mind in a minute.
They'll have you question everything
Yes,
is in
yes.
purpose to do. So learning to embrace everything that you're supposed to do and even your flaws so that you can work on them, because anything to do with business, connecting to others, as what we're doing right now, you're going to see different flaws, but don't run. Learn to embrace those things, and then facing the challenges with God. I do everything with God. So with God, facing those different things, you must embrace it. If you don't
Must
embrace it, you'll
embrace it.
begin to hate yourself. You'll
Yeah.
begin to be down on yourself, and then you will tell yourself you cannot do what you absolutely can do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, there you have it. Miss Tousand just dropped you all some nuggets. Reach out to her, do some collaboration with her, help support her mission because you may have a mission one day. Thank you so much, Miss Tousand, for being here and giving us your business story. We're so happy that you decided to join us. And Women Business Connect, go back and listen to the replay. Enjoy this conversation. And we thank you all for joining us. And thank you, Miss Toussaint, once again.
Thank you, Dr. Rhonda. Thank you, everyone.